Hey everybody, it's Brian from Real Mixed Martial Arts again, coming to you from my desk in Asbury Park. Just want to reach out to you guys today and talk about something we talk about at the gym here and there. It's called answering the question. When fights come up, I bring this up a lot. It's a philosophy, I call it, of answering the question. Basic deal is you have to answer all the questions that you're going to be faced with in the ring, in the gym. This is a mental thing, it's a physical thing, spiritual to a degree. The main thing is that when you get pushed, you have to have an answer for when your body's starting to get tired, your mind's starting to wander. Am I going to do this or am I not going to do this? Everybody who's ever fought has been put in that position. At some point in the fight, you have to make a choice. You're either going to coast and take a chance, you're either going to quit and let the other guy just win or lay down or whatever, or you're going to suck it up, you're going to push forward, and you're going to do everything you can to win that fight. Now, that only can come about from training your butt off in the gym and training yourself to always be positive, to always push. That's what I call the fighting lifestyle. If you can do that in the ring, you're going to be able to do that in so many other aspects of your life. The first time I really started thinking about this was back in 1999. I fought in the Sabaki Challenge in Denver, Colorado. I was put in a really bad situation. I trained horribly for that. I was working a full-time job. I was training in the morning. I'm teaching at night. I'm training after that. I'm teaching a lot of kids. I didn't have a lot of sparring partners. I was doing all my own training. I cut a lot of weight. It was just like a crazy situation. I had a personal trainer. I would leave work at lunchtime and I would drive a half hour to a training facility, and I was doing plyometrics. But the problem was I was working with a former NFL lineman who's training me in plyometrics like I was going into the NFL. So I'm doing all these jumping squats and sprints and short explosive movements, but I had no long-term cardio. And I'm going to Denver, which is up in altitude. We live at sea level. Denver's up in the mountains, less air, all that stuff. Bad situation for me the way I was training. Training at the gym, I'm working with a kid who is about 30 pounds lighter than me. He's holding pads for me. I really didn't have resistance. I'm trying to do heavy bag work. I thought I was training, and I'll never forget, my buddy Mun comes down, Chun Mun Sang. He's a judo and karate instructor from Cranford Judo and Karate Center in Cranford, New Jersey. Well, Mun came down, and he holds pads for me, and I gassed out in like the second round. And then he wanted to spar with me, and I was like, you want to spar? I'm dead now from the pad work. And so I had to spar, and he just tore me up, just throwing me around the room, and I just had to suck it up and push as hard as I could, whatever. Crazy. I knew I was in trouble. So I fly out to Denver a week early, trying to get used to altitude. I went up to Vail. I stayed in a house up there, and they had this big hill. It was like a half-a-mile hill, and it felt like it was straight up. It's probably not that big of an incline, but to me it was straight up. And I did sprints the first day I got there. That was 7 days before the fight. Literally the day of the fight, I was still sore. It was ridiculous. I pushed myself too far, and I was starving myself to make weight. I was walking around at about 195 pounds, 10 days out from the fight. I cut down to 180. I didn't do it smart. I didn't do a good water cut. I was trying to actually drop the 15 pounds. I starved myself. And then I cut the water the day of. It took me like 3 tries to make weight. And then I went out and had a massive carb dinner. I mean, if there was this mistake to make going into that fight, I made it. Well, fight day comes. I'm fighting this guy, Nishi. I think it was Toshitaro Nishi. I don't remember his first name, but it was Nishi. He was fighting out of Japan. Really tough guy. He was a banger. I was praying for a banger because that's what I wanted. Somebody that's going to stand in there and throw down. Got out there. I'll never forget, the end of the first round, the referee looks at both of us and goes, 30 seconds left. And I said to myself, in not so clean of terms, there's a couple expletives in my mind, but I said, oh my God, I've got 30 seconds left. I don't know if I'm going to make this. And it was like time stopped. And I just said to myself, dude, you've been training for months to get ready for this. You're going to shut up, you're going to suck it up, and you're going to go right now. And so I just threw everything I had into the end of that round. Round ends. I can't breathe. I come back to the corner, and my buddy Mun goes, how you feeling? I said, I feel like crap. I'm dying here. I got no air. And he smacked me right in the face. And he's like, how you feeling? I said, I feel great. I was like, just don't hit me again. It was insane. So I get a little water in me. I'm still tired. I went out. I fight the second round. Sucked it up the whole time. Last round comes around, and it was the biggest gut check of a fight I've ever had in my life. I have never been so tired, feeling so much lactic acid, and just dying. The guy never hurt me, but I couldn't hurt him because I just had no gas. Every time he hit me, I hit him back, but I kept backing up a little too much. If you watch the fight, I did back off too much, but I was hitting him effectively. I was backing up. I clearly lost the fight in the eyes of the judges. It wasn't the worst fight of my life, but it wasn't the best. And I'll be honest, that scared the hell out of me. I never wanted to feel like that again. But that's where the answer to the question comes about. I literally went through hell to finish that fight. And the only reason I went through it was because I was mentally in a position where I said, you know what, I don't care what's done to me. If he doesn't knock me out, I'm going to finish this, and I'm going to try and win the entire time. Dead tired, still throwing high kicks, still throwing massive punches. I was hitting with everything I had. It wasn't much, but it was everything I had. And that proved something to me. And that entire experience changed a lot of my training, and then it made me a much better instructor. I learned how to train fighters more effectively. I learned how to train myself more effectively. And the one thing that I never want to have is I never want one of my guys to be in that position. I never want them to be out there feeling like the world's going to end because they're just not prepared. This is now people will be able to get the benefit from my mistakes and my learning curve. So that was one of those things in life. I tripped up. I trained completely wrong. My diet was wrong. Training wrong. Everything was wrong about that. The only thing that was right was my mental attitude, and it got me through it. I really learned proper mental attitude, strong physical conditioning, proper weight cut. You're going to be in a lot better place than I was. We proved a bunch of years later. That was 1999. I think it was 2005. I bring back Jason Teitelbaum, and I do believe he was the youngest World Sabaki Challenge champion at the lightweight division. And all those times I took a run at it and didn't make it taught me so much that I was able to pass on to him. And Jay answered all the questions in the gym. He turned around and he won the lightweight championship. So that was one of those journeys. Again, answer the question, push yourself, learn how to do this better, keep moving forward. So when I tell you guys to answer the question, that's what I'm telling you. Be prepared. I'm pushing you in that gym, so when that fatigue sets in, when the pain sets in, when that desire to quit sets in, you can push it aside, keep driving forward, achieving those goals. You can do that in the ring. You can be able to do that outside of the ring. Because again, I don't care how many fights you win in that ring. If you don't have the ability to fight the fight in real life, make yourself a successful person, what do you really have except some trophies and some belts? So, successful in, successful out. That's what we want. All right, people. Nice talking to you. Catch you later.